God subjected the creation to the futility that we see. It is a divine judicial decree, not just a natural consequence of material events. God decrees the futility of the world and the groaning in which the world will undergo, and it is in response to the sin so that we might look at this world and not be tempted to place our hope in this world. This screams of the holiness of God. What should we take away from the futility of the world? We should take away that sin is horrific to God. Sin is horrific in general. Sin so grievous to God that it would cause a global result. That's why it's good and right that we hold a high view of God and revere Him and His holiness. If we don't have some sort of an understanding of the infinite holiness of God and the unbelievably heinous nature of sin and what it is against God, then we will not understand the futility of the suffering of the world, or we will think upon it as too severe. That's too harsh, God. We'll say with Cain, your punishment to me is more than I can bear. It's not fair that you're doing to me what you're doing to me. No one ever said life was supposed to be fair. But God has promised life is always just. He is always just. The point of our sufferings and the futility that plagues creation should show us just how terrible sin is, but the fact that we are still here should show us just how good God is. Just how much He loves us. Just right alongside that, we see the blessedness of the hope that God offers out of His great love with which He loved us enough to send Christ to die, to partake of the flesh, and subject Himself to the futility of this world so that we might live. Why does creation go on groaning then? In hope, verse 20 and 21, why does creation want the revealing of the sons of God? In hope that the creation itself will be set free from its bondage to corruption and obtain the freedom of the glory of the children of God. Creation wants to be made new as we want to be made new. Creation wants to be made right as we want to be made right. And as I said, you see it every spring. It's trying to be made right under its own power, and it always fails, and so it longs for that day. Christ returns. Isaiah chapter 11, verse 6 and 9 describes it. It says, the wolf shall dwell with the lamb, and the leopard shall lie down with the young goat, and the calf and the lion, and the fattened calf together, and the little child shall lead them. The cow and the bear shall graze, their young shall lie down together, and the lion shall eat straw like the ox. The nursing child shall play over the hole of the cobra, and the weaned child shall put his hand on the adder's den. They shall not hurt or destroy in all my holy mountain, for the earth shall be full of the knowledge of the Lord as the waters cover the sea. What a wonderful picture of a redeemed world Isaiah gives us. Creation eagerly waiting for that day. And if creation itself that has no soul and that has no life as we have it is not made in the image of God, if it eagerly waits for Christ's return, then why not us? As those who are in Christ, we have hope for glory, even though our natural self tempts us to rebel at every turn. Tempts us to rebel at every moment. What's Paul's point? It's that in all things, Christians are to look to Christ for everything, and in everything. Dear Christian, look to Jesus. We look to Him for salvation. Should we not also look to Him as sufficient for the grace to live the rest of our lives?